been a couple of weeks now since WWE 2K26 has been out, and I want to know what you guys think. So I asked you guys this question on Twitter, and I'm going to react to some of your responses here. I want to know what you love and hate about WWE 2K26. I was going to do like, what do you hate about it video, but I just figured that's not fair because I feel like this game, especially more than I think 25, 4, 3, 20 for sure, and maybe 22. This is like the best WWE 2K game we've had in a while, right? It's definitely in the upper echelon of the list. So I feel like I want to see some love and some hate because there is a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's see your responses here. And follow me on Twitter, Small Afro Vibe, if you want to get in on the answers here. You get a chance to be in a video every now and again. We do these maybe once a month, you know? So follow me, Small Afro Vibe on Twitter. I'm really waiting for the @SmallAfro guy to lose his account so I can get the name @SmallAfro. That'd be great. Also subscribe to the channel, like the video, put some hype points inside my body.
And I'd hit out the park, no question, with all due respect.
Let's get to it. So we're gonna get some love, we're gonna get some hate. Hate's a strong word, but you know, criticisms. Let's see. All right, first up, unpopular opinion is that I really love the purple bar. That's wow. It's really helped against toxic online players who are spamming moves over and over again. It gives a limit, and so you're actually able to fight back against it. Ringside pass gotta go though. We're gonna get into the ringside pass. I'm sure there's gonna be somebody that talks about the ringside pass a little more in depth. Loving the purple bar is definitely a hot take that I feel like is around now because I like it as well. However, from all of the things I've seen on social media and just kind of the responses from, you know, players, people hate it. People absolutely despise the fact that that stamina thing, you know, once it depletes, you can't reverse anything. You can't use resiliency. You can't run. You can't even, when you do the lockup thing, you can't reverse with the square X or circle button or XAB button. It's hard. You know what I mean? This year is definitely hard. However, because I've been so engulfed in the online sphere for years, competitive gameplay, I used to, you know, compete in leagues, and I mean every single video, I uploaded a video every single day for 5-6 years of just playing online mode. A purple bar is something that I feel like would definitely help the playing experience against other people, especially if you're in a high skill level at the game. The thing is, that's not everybody. Some people just want to, you know, sit back and relax and play a game and do some crazy moves. The thing is, you can turn it off, which is nice. I think you can even turn it off online, but some people like to play like that. Some people like to play different. I just don't like having multiple play styles in the game. I don't. I really wish there was one solidified thing, and if the purple bar has to go in order to make that happen, so be it. But, you know, if I go into an online lobby and I see, oh, well, it's a rapid pin lobby, it throws me off. I don't like it, and I also don't see it coming because, you know, who's looking at that before they go into a match? You have to click a match quick anyway before you get in there. It's definitely a polarizing thing. I want to know what you guys think about the purple bar in the comments because yeah, I might have to turn it off myself. It's a little too much, and it happens way too often. I think if you had a longer amount of stamina, there wouldn't be that much of an issue. But you do 6 moves and you have to wait a couple of minutes to, or not a couple of minutes, but a couple of seconds to do like anything fun. And it brings a level of realism, but it happens way too quick. I think the stamina, the yellow stamina, should last maybe twice as long as it is right now. Ringside pass though, we're gonna get to it in a little bit because I'm sure other people are gonna talk about it, but here we go, let's see. Gameplay is the best part of the game this year, in my opinion. Had to get used to the whole purple bar system, and I don't mind it now. Wow. The ringside pass is absolutely the worst thing on this game. The fact that developers are telling consumers how to enjoy a game they paid for is insane. Yes. Okay. So, I mean, we could just get into it right now. I feel like we talked about the gameplay and everything. I really do enjoy the ragdoll physics and, you know, the kind of chaotic nature of the actual gameplay this year. Watching AI fight each other, it's probably the most fun it's ever been, and it's right when I stopped doing the Universe Mode series, which of course. But okay, let's talk about the ringside pass. People have been wanting me to talk about it. I got a comment saying, "Hey, I know you work with WWE, so you have to say good stuff about them." You don't know shit from a cock, buddy. Let's talk about it seriously. And I want to be harsh here, but a part of me also feels bad being harsh, not for the reasons that people might think of because, oh, well, you have to say good stuff about 2K. I don't have to say anything if I don't want to. You know what I mean? I don't have to be nice, be mean. I can do whatever I want. The thing is, I have talked to the developers at the game, right, of the game. And I feel like maybe when I go there, I'm thinking of gameplay style and, you know, what needs to be fixed, maybe from a glitch standpoint. I never actually think or talk about, you know, the microtransaction part of it, because I'm not thinking about that when I'm making content at these 2K events. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do a Royal Rumble match. I'm trying to do, you know, maybe a showcase thing or whatever. You know, see all the videos I've made. None of that had to do with anything that I actually had to unlock for real. The ringside pass is weird. And I feel like we keep adding things to make more money every single year. First, it was My Faction. And it was like, ugh, you have The Rock in 24. Oh, you can unlock the new version of The Rock. It's him, it's the same thing, but he's got a black tank top and you have to unlock it only in My Faction. So people go and they pay money to unlock The Rock in My Faction. Some people are shelving out $400 or $500 because even the money that you spend, it doesn't guarantee you're gonna get it. You have to get him. Same thing with AJ Styles Retro. Aaron in 2K25 grinded to get the AJ Styles Retro character so he'd be able to play with him on his channel. And it's like, you know, some people don't do that. Sometimes, you know, I think it's set up so if you don't want to put in the countless amount of hours it's going to take to unlock a character, you can pay money. So My Faction was a thing. Nobody really plays My Faction though anymore. So last year we get The Island, and now you can unlock all of these cool Nike outfits, and you can have all these name brands on your custom character, but you have to do all of these things to get you know, VC up. You know, maybe we'll give you 100 VC here, 100 VC there, but I mean, if you want these 18,000 VC shoes, maybe, you know, if you don't want to put in all that work, maybe you spend a couple of dollars, you get a couple of, you know, get a couple outfits. Okay. I don't know who's really playing The Island this year. I played it a little bit on here, and I did have fun playing it. But I don't know how many times I'm going to go back to it. That's just me being honest. You know what I mean? I'm also thinking about it from a content creator standpoint, what people are going to want to see. But now that, you know, nobody's really playing My Faction like that, there's not too many Island, you know, players. Now we're going to literally force you to get certain people. You want to play as Hulk Hogan? Get to level whatever in the game. It's a little much. You know what I mean? And there was an exploit. This is like kind of the whole controversy right now, is that somebody found a way to kind of fast track that, where, you know, you play against an Eric Bischoff or whatever. I actually don't know the full tactic. I was on the cruise for so long, I wasn't able to see or even use it myself. I'm on look, hold on. I'm on tier 13. They shut it down. And the thing that pisses me off about it is that I have never seen 2K fix a problem so fast in my entire life. I remember back in WWE 2K20, when I played an online mode video every day for 2.5 years of that game's existence, sometimes online just didn't work out. Sometimes I'd be fighting somebody and then it would disconnect, but it didn't tell me that they disconnect. So I'm fighting a ghost and I don't even realize until 5 minutes later. Or WWE 2K23, where I'm trying to, literally all I'm trying to do is Irish whip somebody and the game crashes or the server disconnects. I didn't see a single fix for that all year. You know what I mean? Universe mode. How many times have I been in universe mode and there's been some, you watch it on Monday Night Walker, some shit gets messed up pretty often. And it was to the point where they didn't even like try to fix it, especially the longer the game went on. Sometimes updates from the game, just regular standard updates, break other things in the game and they don't go back and fix it. However, this thing that people were exploiting for 4 or 5 days, they were on it like that because, listen, now you're taking money out of our pockets, all right? And that's our job. That's our job, to take money out of your pockets. Now you're doing it to us? Fuck you. And it does come off a little disgusting to me. And I feel like the responses I've seen, because again, I've talked to a lot of these developers, and even the one that we're talking about where it was a big controversial tweet where he's like, well, you know, you tapping out somebody over and over again, that's not fun.
Oh, brother.
It's not fun, but I really think we need to stop pretending like this is not just a way for you to maximize the profits of your game. But at the same time, how can we be mad about that the business wants to make money from their product? You know what I mean? And that sounds a little bootlicky, but like if I have a business, if I was making a WWE game, I'd want people to, you know, pay for it. And if I have an option to pay for stuff in the game, I'd like to make money off of that. But at the same time, I kind of feel like they're playing us like we're dumb a little bit. Like there's not some kind of hidden ulterior motive to that. And it does come off, we were 11 minutes into this video, and it comes off really disingenuous. And I know that these people that I've met are nice people, or at least I assume so. But I know for a fact. But with stuff like that comes off very bad, and none of it's really clarified or corrected or, you know, like, okay, sorry, maybe I said this wrong. It's just like, no, you're wrong. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like me tapping somebody out 50 times is fun. I saw what's the status reply to the guy and be like, well, that's the player's decision if they want to have. If it's fun for them, how are you going to tell them? I don't think it's fun for anybody. That's kind of a fact. You want to fast track to get up in the ringside pass, but how can you be mad at these people? How much is it to unlock like anything? All right, so let's see. Let's buy, because I actually wasn't able to do this before I left because the game wasn't officially out. Now that I can, let's see, how much would it be to buy 2017? $53.
No.
And that's to unlock people that I was been able to play with for 18 fucking years in these games. I can't play as Macho Man Randy Savage for another 12 years. You know what I mean? And it's like, even in the premium one, that's only for the one, you know, the free version. At least there's that. But it's like, man, Avalanche, Mexican Destroyer, there's going to be so many cool things. My question is, if I'm playing a custom character match, maybe some guys are going to have an Avalanche, Mexican Destroyer, and I'm not going to be able to have that. So I don't even know that these moves exist. I get hit with something I'm not even prepared for. It just feels a little lopsided here, and it's scary to think about. You know what I mean? It's scary to think about where, you know, they have had a lot of time to fix a lot of stuff. And, you know, some stuff gets fixed in the new editions of the games, but something like this, where it is an exploit, again, let's be honest, it is an exploit for the ringside pass. It was shut down quicker than I've seen anything get shut down or fixed in my life. I've been playing 2K I've been playing WWE video games since SmackDown versus Raw 2008. I've never seen anything get fixed so fast in my life. There's my 2 thoughts about that. 2 thoughts, 2 cents. Love the purple, dude, a lot of purple bar love today. Damn. Love the purple bar because now people actually have to take bumps in a wrestling game. Hit how easy it is to get disqualified for accidentally hitting the ref. Bro, showcase mode. Or no, it was it's happened a couple times in the videos. I'll tap him one, and it'll be by accident. I'm not targeting the referee. He just happens to be the closest guy to me, and boom. I'm like, oh no, please, please, ding, 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 it's done. I don't know if they fixed that now, but man, oh man, like, cut me some slack. You know what I mean? If it's accidents need to be taken into account. All right, please. God, that's funny though. That's a innocent thing. I haven't played it and have no plans to, and one of my many reasons is that I hate how they constantly advertise new game modes, but it's literally just the same game modes with a new paint job on it. Yes, I agree with you. I do think the I Quit match is definitely a little different this year. Obviously, when you're playing the game, it's going to be, you know, the gameplay is going to be the same in terms of the actual like matches you're having. Not really a different way to do anything. There's no like extra mini games because at the end of the day, a wrestling match is you fighting each other, and that's going to look the same no matter what stipulation you're in. I will say though, the dumpster match is like the match that they do add is just try to put somebody in this thing and keep tapping the buttons to do it. Whether it's an Inferno match or, you know, a dumpster match or an ambulance match or a submission match or a casket match. It's like, it is essentially the same match, like you said, with a different paint job on it. But I think that there have been stuff that has been added this year that is kind of different. I can't sit here and say that 3 Stages of Hell is just a thing with a new paint job on it. That's literally kind of the point of a 3 Stages of Hell match. You're playing 3 of the game modes in the game, you know? The I Quit match is a different thing. It just is, you know? The way you do it is a different style. I hope that more stuff does get added as the years go on. I think we've kind of laid the foundation now for actual gameplay to be enjoyed throughout the year. Now, give me more stuff. You know what I mean? Give me more mini games in certain stipulations that will, you know, make me want to play certain things at certain times, and it's not just me trying to spam the fucking square button over and over again. You know, I agree and disagree with this point. If you guys, you know, submitted responses, I appreciate it. We got a lot of responses to get through. It's kind of, you know, everybody kind of has the same gripes, so I'm going to try to pick out stuff that is I haven't seen yet. So, you know, I've seen a lot of people on here and very, very well in-depth thoughts that I'm not gonna be able to get to because it's kind of just the same conversation. So I apologize. It's too much like other 2K franchise games. What happened to the love? It was supposed to be love and hate. Whatever. It's too much like other 2K franchise games. Need more new modes, etc. I think they need to add speed matches as well, but that may just be me. You want a speed match? I mean, just load up a match and throw on a 3-minute timer on it. Is that even possible? Can I do a 3-minute time limit match? That's it. That's all it is. Time limit 5 minutes. Excuse me. Sorry. Maybe you have. Well, speed championship matches are what, 5 minutes now, right? Whatever. Put a 5-minute timer on it. There you go. It's done. That's what we need. I need this match to have a timer, a specific amount of time on the timer, or else they're not getting my money this year. Best thing by far is the ragdoll physics. Worst thing for me is the new My Rise get stars to proceed in the story thing. I do want to replay My Rise before the month is over. I'm thinking about doing the women's storyline just so I can get kind of a new dynamic and then do all of the opposite choices that I did in the men's story, because I think the two stories are the same, just with different characters. But I will agree, it is very tedious to just sit there, you know, trying to like when I play the game, and I'm good at the game, I'll toot my own horn for a second. You know, sometimes I'll dominate people, even on legend difficulty, and I don't get up to a 4-star match. So now I gotta like keep doing stuff, and you know, keep like I've already kind of flattened this person to a pulp, and I gotta keep doing that to get, you know, to a certain amount of stars so I can play not as many matches, and then go to the next level in My Rise. And I was so focused on that I kind of wasn't focused on the story like that, at least in my version of it. I think there were more things. People were saying the Face story has a little more storyline beats to them. But regardless, it is like, you're in this chapter, play these matches against people. Then you got to play these matches. You know, you can't progress yet until you get here. It's like in the last years, and I really like the Mutiny storyline. I really liked it. I like the multiple endings, sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes deflating. Really like that. But now it's kind of like it had no soul for me this year. My Rise had no soul for me. I do appreciate them trying to do something different. You know what I mean? I appreciate, you know, maybe the attempt or the risk taking. But I do think it fell flat this year. You know, I even said it in the My Rise video myself. I'm like, man, like, I want there to be something going on. It's like there's barely any like moments in it. You know, but maybe a couple of things at the end, obviously, and then, you know, the beginning. But then it's like, well, I want to earn my place, so I'm going to go here. Well, now I'm done here, and now it's time for me to go here. Oh, well, you better get ready, because now I'm going to Raw. And that's the whole story. You know what I mean? There's no soul to the rest of it. I really wish that there were some storylines and rivalries. Did I have a rivalry the whole My Rise? I don't think I did. Not anything that came to an actual head of a match. Like Adam Pearce, that was my biggest rival throughout the entire campaign. I didn't face him, did I? Maybe like in a brawl set. I don't know. Yeah, soulless is the word to describe it. I didn't hate it, but I in no way, shape, or form loved it or even really liked it. This is interesting. I think gameplay-wise, the game is the best it has been in a while. It doesn't feel like the incremental increase that past games have. I don't know what you mean by that, unfortunately. The incremental increase? Okay. Negative for me would be the AI reverses way more than normal. I noticed it during the showcase where Ray reversed 6 GTS attempts. Is that a bad thing? You know what I mean? Especially if you're somebody like me that's been playing it a long time. Having a game where it's like actually hard to get something done is kind of nice. It's kind of refreshing to not have to, you know, do something so easily. I'd like a challenge. I want to be challenged. And, you know, the showcase is a perfect example of that. The Rey Mysterio match, I tried to hit that fucking running knee and bulldog thing about 9 times, and he reversed it every single time. And it was a nightmare, seriously. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, I'm really earning this thing. I do feel like it's way harder in showcase, because they know what objectives you're trying to do, and they're gonna fuck you over from it. You know, 6 GTS reversals. I mean, just pick them up and hit it from there. I mean, get good, brother. I love how hard the AI is this year. That honestly, that is one of my positives about the game for sure. Is just the overall gameplay. It's more challenging. It's more. Yeah, I was gonna say realistic, but we could talk about that purple bar for days. I just love how real the AI seems. Like I'm playing an actual person, and I kind of love it. I love the gameplay, and I genuinely think almost all of the updated models look incredible. I hate the fact they've removed the ability to assign renders to all attires. Hoping they patch this in. Okay, interesting. You know, when I was asking this prompt, I was like, listen, I don't want to hear like, oh, this guy's hair is weird. But that is something that is interesting. I know there's a lot of people that are very into the, you know, creator wrestler scene where you can bring people from obviously outside WWE into the game and kind of make it seem like they're actual roster members. That's a fun thing. Obviously, there's contracts and licensing issues that 2K can't put like a Kenny Omega in the game, but you can, you know, and I love the fact that is an option. But yeah, having it very much separated from the experience that you're having in previous games where it looks like it's all kind of on one roster, I definitely understand where you're coming from. You know what I mean? Like there are people that make very, very, very realistic and good cause in this game. And I'm sure having that render kind of makes it, you know, feel like a game that is expanding the wrestling universe. If you see somebody where it's like, hey, I look like me, and then here's like this weird AI, not AI, but you know, game looking guy going like this, and that's the matchup we have. It's this realistic looking John Cena versus Will Ospreay. That sucks. So I understand. Ragdolling freshened up the game, and when you aren't playing to grind, it's so fun, but they didn't go far enough. Heavy strikes should lead to ragdolling. I should be able to toss people out of the ring with certain moves. Let me die with my opponent via Liger bomb off the cell. Yeah, you know, damn, that is interesting. I feel like, yeah, so the Walkermania 7 ending was Rollins hitting a pedigree on top of Hell in a Cell, but Rock went through, obviously Rollins grabbing onto the top of the cage and falling down. But if you're trying to be more realistic in these games, at least from a arcadey standpoint, which sounds like it contradicts each other, but I hope you get what I mean when I say that. It should be Rollins and Rock falling through the cell, and you know, Rollins obviously gets up first, but they're both down for a long time because this really gigantic, nasty spot happened, and you're feeling the effects of it. I think that's a good point. I don't know if that really takes away from my overall enjoyment of the game. You know what I mean? That's definitely a very little thing that you know, you could have a gripe about, but I definitely understand it. Yeah. I think ragdolling is definitely a really, really great addition to it because there have been some crazy spots that I've seen, you know, so far. It's only been like a month, and it's only going to get, you know, funnier as time goes on. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see if they add anything, you know, in you know, new installments in terms of maybe how it affects the person doing the move as well. You know, obviously fatigue being a thing. One thing I will say that I love about the game is the damage, like the welts that form on people's bodies as matches go on. Unbelievable. You book somebody on the same card in universe mode, they'll come out damaged still, you know, and I really, really like that. Blood in the ring, like if you know, the mat is stained or whatever, it's going to stay there throughout the entirety of the show. I love that there's consistency there, but you know, maybe there's still stuff that could be tweaked a little bit. I understand. You know, going back to the ringside pass, and I have the benefit of not having to pay for these games. I don't think I've paid for a 2K game since 2K20, which is very interesting. I'll never forget. I literally, when I got a PS5, I said, let me get 2K20 on here, and I paid $60 for the standard version, and I didn't realize that the deluxe version was on sale for $30. So I paid twice as much for less game. But you know, I get the benefit of having the highest version every year. But if I was a, you know, consumer paying for this game, it would be very deflating, you know, paying $150 or I don't even, what that's not even with tax, is it? $160 something for a video game where then I can't play with everybody that I would like. I now have to unlock them. I now have to unlock them or pay more money to get them as time goes on. And that's going to happen 6 times throughout the year. Because it's $70 to unlock everything now. This is season 1. There's going to be 5 more of these. So if I don't want to, grind it, I'm going to have to fork out $420 something, probably more, probably closer to 500, just to like play with somebody that I want to play with. And I paid for the highest version of this game. That seems a little nuts to me. Well, and the last thing I'll say about the ringside pass thing, I think locking people like Bray Wyatt is kind of disgusting. I think it's pretty fucking gross, to be honest with you. I mean, depending on what your opinions of the guy are, might sway your opinion on it as well. But Hulk Hogan being locked as well, is an interesting choice. 2 people that have passed away. You have to grind. Now you have to grind or pay for them. Haha. Puts a bad taste in my mouth. It really, really does. I feel bad. I feel bad for a lot of people. I feel bad for you guys. You know what I mean? People that are paying for this game, because I feel like you are never getting a break. I have the benefit of not having to really think about the kind of stuff like that, but putting myself in somebody's shoes that is like literally $150 is a lot of money. Obviously people are buying the standard version or whatever, but imagine somebody that wants everything. It's a lot. The $150 is nothing to sneeze at, especially I remember, working, when I was still living in New York, my desk job, I was working, front desk at a certain location, but I worked 3 days a week because I was in college, and I was only making like $150 a week, right? So I'd get paid every Friday. I get paid $150 every Friday. That's a whole week's worth of money that I would have to pay to get WWE 2K26. It's a lot. And then to be told, well, if you don't want to put in, and I've played a lot. How many hours do I have on 2K26? 40. 40. And I'm on tier 13. Obviously, I'm not sitting here trying to grind out like the pass right now, but I've been playing a lot, so I feel bad for you guys. But I also feel bad, and this is going to sound terrible, but I feel bad for the people that worked on this game, because I feel like they take the heat for higher ups' business decisions, right? I don't think the guy that tweeted about the game, obviously he's very much, sticking up for his company, which sure. I don't think it was a him decision, you know what I mean, to have the ringside pass or take whatever away. I think it's probably some guy in a suit being like, nah, you got to fix this shit. You know what I mean? But it's people like Cornell or people, you know what I mean, taking the heat for something that they kind of had nothing to do with. And being in conversations with those people more often, I do feel for them, because they take a lot of heat for stuff that they don't have anything to do with. As somebody that had nothing to do with Dalton not being in Vibe anymore, I understand taking heat for something that you had nothing to do with. So, you know what I mean? It's that does suck, but it's a very weird line to tiptoe for sure. The 400 plus superstar roster sucks because you have all of these different versions of people that are the exact same, but they're 2 completely different characters. Take the Fiends, for example. Excluding the one from the documentary, no reason to be 2 separate characters at all. Yeah, I've made a joke about that for years now. We got the biggest roster of all time. And it's CM. Literally in the TikTok video that we did yesterday, I made CM Hart. Like, this is something you have to unlock and showcase, and I made him in 2 seconds. So, I can't disagree with you at all about that. Hey, play it. Yeah, the thing that bothers me is when they have like the versions of them that are like a couple months older. That's it. It's we have Alexa Bliss and Alexa Bliss 25, and you have to unlock it, by the way. You have to unlock it. How do you unlock Alexa Bliss 25? Let me see. I also like how it's blurred out, so you can't even tell who it's supposed. You can't tell who it's supposed to be. Wait, yeah. Let me show you. So we got Alexa Bliss, and then Alexa Bliss 25. You could sort of see it. What the fuck is the difference? Was this game, was anything in this game even made in 2026? I'm sure a couple of things, sure, but what is the difference between Alexa Bliss 25 and Alexa Bliss now? Just put an alternate attire on them. That's it. Put an alternate attire. I really don't care. I don't think anybody is buying the game because it's got 400 people in it. that it's misleading, and we've kind of been hearing that for the last 6 to 7 years now. It's like, you're not fooling anybody. Just put it as alternate attires. I like to focus on wrestlers for DLC, the ragdoll physics, and the presentation in terms of models and entrances. Biggest negative is the NXT snubs this year, since Dark State, OTM, Ariana Grace, Kendall Gray should have been base/DLC, and the lack of additions for those removed from 25. You know, and that's another thing about having the biggest roster ever. It's like, you are saying that when you have to, you know, how do I want to phrase this? You don't have to mocap a bunch of people, which is going to cost the company more money if you just do 15 versions of CM Punk. Punk, I'm not upset at, because for a cover star, sure, there's going to be a zillion of, you know, his attires in there. I do wish it was all alternate attires. I don't think it's going to take away. I think it'd make it more organized than anything. But it's like, if you want to have the biggest roster of all time, just mocap up everybody in the company. You know what I mean? Dark State should have been there. They were the NXT Tag Team Champions. I'm sure by the time this game was finished developing, there's a lot of NXT people that, you know, have been around for a long time that have yet to be in the game. And I feel like that would add a pretty big amount to the roster. You're putting AAA people in there. Why not others? You know, but I feel like it maybe is, I don't know if it's a money thing. It shouldn't be, because you got a lot of it. You got all of the money, actually. You got people's $150 plus more for the ringside pass. So, you know, use some of that to mocap some fucking Saquon Sugars, huh? Why not? It just seems like a no-brainer to me. You can literally stack your roster more, but no, we can do Alexa Bliss from here and Alexa Bliss from 3 months ago, and we can call it 2 different people and not have to pay more money to mocap other people or scan other people into the game. Whatever. The draft in universe is cool, but I don't like the camera cuts in the game. Also, My Rise tells a good story this year. That is a very hot take for My Rise. However, the draft in universe is cool. I have yet to touch too much of universe. I'm gonna do small afro in universe mode, you know, soon this month. But oh my god, them camera cuts. When you load up the game for the first time, the defaulted camera cuts, it's like, oh, you're getting one every 2 seconds. That Royal Rumble video I did, the first Rumble match that I played in 2K26, go back and watch it. It is like boom, 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 boom. Now, like, seriously, kid, hopefully you put some camera cuts in there. It's a lot, and it takes away from the experience heavily, especially if you're watching an AI match. It's like, why would I want that to happen every 2 seconds? You can turn it off, so I'm not really gonna take that, you know, I'm not really gonna criticize it for that, because it is an optional thing, but who is playing like that? I think the default settings should be sometimes, you know, having the camera cut sometimes for everything. And then if you want to up it more for some reason, then give them the option to do that. But why am I seeing like the fucking SpongeBob episode in my game? It threw me off very, very much. All right, you know what? What was the first reply to this tweet? Love the gameplay, but hate the purple reversal. There you have it. Did I react to that already? Wow, what a hot take. A fucking battle pass. I'd rather shit in my hands and clap than buy that. You know what? We're gonna end it there. Let's just end it there before I fucking try to find something else. Hey, what do you love and hate the most about WWE 2K26? I feel like I got a lot of hate this time. Some people don't listen, but what else am I supposed to do? All right, well, let me know in the comments. We will see you tomorrow with another video. I think it's a Reddit video with Aaron. I think that's what I'm doing. So get ready for that. All right, put your nipples on the screen. Let me feel them. Ugh. All right, we'll see you soon, everybody.